James Gunn created an amazing movie with a specific humanizing theme that you don't see a lot in comic book movies. In this video, I'm gonna cover the message of Guardians 3, how it plays out in the story, and why it is so resonating for our lives. Let's get right into it. The movie starts off with the idea to desire perfection. The High Evolutionary is an amazing and plain cruel villain who experiments on animals with the intention to create a perfect society. He thinks creatures and their flaws are not inherently worthy if they don't have perfect features, if they are not the way he wants creatures and people to be. His motto in the movie is in the line, "Be as you should be, not as you are." Hence why he wanted to remove the aggression of the creatures he experimented on, because traits like aggression is generally seen as not harmonic. And this is the whole theme of the movie, as James Gunn lets this idea play out in multiple and interesting ways. The first way it plays out is regarding Peter and Gamora. The Gamora in this movie is not the same Gamora that loved Quill, yet Quill keeps wanting her to be the past Gamora. When it comes to Nebula, she thinks Drax shouldn't be in the team because he never thinks about stuff. I mean, it was kind of stupid and funny when he took the motorcycle and left the ship, but yes, Nebula gets mad at him for this and sees him as unworthy of the team and a liability. Like Mantis says, she only really cares about intelligence and competence. And the most heartbreaking moment regarding this story and theme is the moment Rocket thinks he's gonna go to the perfect society and the High Evolutionary tells him his quote-unquote flaws could never make him worthy for the perfect society. The High Evolutionary is the most cruel manifestation of this idea, but the majority of the characters can't accept things and people for the way they are. Generally, the movie goes into the direction that flaws or imperfection means unworthiness, and that this imperfection should be changed. Heck, even the guard of Orgocorp doesn't love his cousin because he isn't that sharp and he thinks he's a liability. Also a funny moment. But the answer to this theme of the movie, however, starts with Mantis. Mantis looks at people in a more general and ultimately the right way. Because yes, while Drax does some silly things and has some flaws, he still has other character traits that make him worthy to be in their team, like making the team laugh and being loving. She sees the bigger picture. And thus the message of this movie is learning to live with imperfection. Because first off, some things and character traits are just stable and something that can be fixed, or things people want to get fixed. Like Gamora, she won't ever be the Gamora Peter is used to. There's nothing that can be done. Or try rationalizing to Drax that he needs to quit making jokes, as if he will listen. He can't even understand metaphors. The key, however, is that imperfection, worthiness and love can coexist at the same time. I think this is such a beautiful message James Gunn pointed out, because our flawed human nature often look with a black and white lens regarding someone's flaws. Like the characters in this movie, we sometimes look at someone's flaws and think their being is centered around those traits. And there's an idea that love can't coexist if flaws exist. But like Mantis pointed out with Drax, there are other things about an individual that are positives, like someone make you laugh, caring for you, and just making things worthwhile. And with that, there's reason enough to love. Eventually, Nebula started needing Drax in the team because she realized how good of a dad he can be and the other good natures he brings to the team. This ideology is important to realize, as I said, that some traits are stable things in people, and it's a thing you can hardly change anyway. This is not me saying you should condone everything. You can decide what you want to condone and what not, that is up to you, but I am inviting you to look at the bigger picture to where it fits you, and appreciate things for the way they are. Appreciate people for the way they are. Appreciate their great characteristics, because what's better than to value the positives of people? What is better than to love? Personally, I could learn a lot about this theme. I wish it wasn't the case, but I can be quite judgmental of people at times, or at least want people to be more, even when it comes to good friends. But by fixating on wanting them to be different, I forget all the great qualities they have, which I could not be more grateful about. And it's time for me to start looking at that instead of what people should be. Another in real life example of this theme is the general consensus that kids get annoying and rebellious when they're teens. Recently I heard a saying that it's not kids getting annoying, it's parents not being able to handle change. And generally, Rocket's description of the High Evolutionary quite matches this idea of why we sometimes crave perfection.
He didn't want to make things perfect, he just hated things the way they are.
We should be flexible regarding our ideas of people, not other people being flexible with their core being. That being said, I do think self-improvement is a good thing. And if you want to learn self-improvement by movies or just like video essays like this, hit the subscribe button to stay notified for my videos, because I regularly make videos like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop me a like if you want. I really like this movie and I plan on watching it the third time this weekend. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Guardians 3 and how this theme resonated with you, if that was the case. I'm also making a video on the latest Flash episode, which I really like. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.